Steve Davis Show is proudly presented by Dave & Buster's.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Larry Chavez, CEO of Dreamstyle Remodeling. And Larry, thanks for coming on. I know you're a busy guy, busy week, and a busy weekend.
Well, thanks, Steve. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, I have so many questions to ask and to go with, but I just, give us a little bit of a Reader's Digest of how you got to where you're at today.
Well, of course, I've been a Lobo fan since I was a child. Followed all the Lobo sports, in particular football and basketball. And over the years, as I saw the stadiums around the country receiving title sponsors, it was kind of a fantasy a few years back that maybe
is that where the word dream came in a little bit? Using that dream style a little bit.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it. So it was in the back of my mind, but I never thought I'd really have that opportunity or be in a position to be able to do it. But business has been good, and it's gotten real good in recent years. And so about a year and a half ago, I learned that there was a big need for renovation of the Todeem facilities down at the south end of the football stadium.
Which is a good guy that, when I was playing ball, was almost like my father figure at UNM, and he gave me my first pair. I remember, you're gonna laugh. The old Chuck Taylor Converse. He for whatever reason, he picked me out to try them out. I mean, they were coming in to let Dylan. He gave me a pair to see if I was a test to see if Dylan and we wore Converse for like my years at the University of New Mexico.
Yeah, Toe was a great guy, and it was nice that they named that football facility after him. He was just a true blue diehard Lobo. So anyway, that facility was built in 1992. Well, there had never been any updates, any renovations. The carpet was worn, the walls needed painted, some of the coaches' offices were cramped, the meeting room needed an overhaul. So I got with Coach Davey, and he decided what he'd like to do. So we set about to raising some money. We raised a total of $250,000, $50,000 from Rick Gallus. I think it was 25 from Chet Stewart and 25 from Miller Bonded, and we contributed the rest. We wrapped that up a while back, and it turned out real nice. New carpet, new paint on the walls. We redid the meeting rooms, the coaches' offices. A really nice Lobo head symbol with kind of three-dimensional in the lobby. And so it's worked out real well. Coach Davey and his staff, the players, they really deserve the support. They really deserve upgraded facilities. One of the assistant coaches kind of put it best. I saw him about a month ago, walked up to me and said it was like putting on a new suit Sunday morning, go to church, the way he felt about the new facilities. So in the course of doing that, the administration asked us what kind of naming situation we might like in the Todeem facilities, and we thought, well, let's just hold off a little bit, and maybe we'll take a look at naming rights for the football stadium. So we began in.
You started right there, then.
Right. It started with our work at the football facilities. So it moved into consideration of the naming rights for the football stadium, and as we began to think about that, it was, I think, in March, latter part of March. We were getting pretty serious about that when it became apparent that the naming rights for the pit might be available. So we kind of held off a little bit and stayed back, and as it turns out, they did become available. So we bumped up the naming rights fees significantly, and to make a long story short, on May 2nd, we announced an agreement with UNM for $10 million over 10 years, which included naming rights to both the football stadium, now Dreamstyle Stadium, and the arena, now Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit. and we used the Dream Style Arena.
Well, I'm glad you used the pit too. I mean, I had enough because that you know, just something that I grew up when I came here, and it was, and when you had enough foresight to understand that means a lot to a lot of people.
You know, there was some powerful sentiment in the community about the name, the nickname, the pit. When we entered into the agreement, we hadn't given that much thought, and so the agreement actually said Dream Style Arena. But as we began to think about the signage and so forth, and began to get a little feedback, we decided it was important to get a lot of feedback from the community. So we designed the signage and a number of different, in fact there were 6 combinations of different designs for the signage on the pit. And we publicized it in the media, had a little website where people could respond as to which one they liked. We got almost 700 responses, and it was overwhelming that the community wanted the name, the pit, to be a part of the actual name. So we wound up pretty convincingly, the input from the community was Dream Style Arena and then a little bit of space, the pit. And so that's what you'll see in about 6 or 8 weeks when we put the new signage up at the pit. It'll be Dream Style Arena, the pit, up where the old signage used to be. And then on the corner of Martin Luther King and University, there'll be a monument sign that'll say Dream Style Arena, and then in a shield, the pit. And I think people are going to be real happy with that. We had an overwhelming amount of public input that gave us the final decision.
Well, I tell you, I mean, the name rings a bell, and it's neat, you know, the time and effort that you put in, and then the floor's finished now, so it's going to be a little bit of a showcase. We're going to talk more about this later, but we're going to be really showcased a lot this weekend. So, but
yeah, a lot has happened. You know, another popular element of our naming rights was that while it's predominantly intended to support the athletic department, you know, our belief is the athletic department is important to the university, and the university, of course, is very important to our community. But we didn't want to limit it to the athletic department, so a part of what we're donating, in fact, $1 million over the 10-year period, goes to support the UNM Children's Hospital, Pope Joy Hall, and the Anderson School of Management. So we kind of diversified our support over and above athletics and into those organizations, and that'll go on for the next 10 years.
Well, let's go to your clip. We have a little clip here of you getting that. You have a little speech here, and you have the check that you gave, and we'll let Josh, if you can get that thing going for us.
Well, this truly is a dream come true. And I hope I can get through my remarks okay. But first, you know, certainly I appreciate the recognition and your applause and so forth, but just like Coach Davies
Well, we'll have to come back and come back to that. It froze up, but you know, that ovation. Did you get little thrills to you when you came up and started speaking?
It was a great thrill. You know, it was kind of surreal to be sitting there, you know, in front of the media with the UNM administration, our executive team, culminating. You know, the decision to donate $10 million and feeling good about our company being in a position to do that. We were very proud and very pleased, and we think it's going to be very beneficial to the university.
You know, and I've just gotten to know you over the last 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, but you know, I know your family, and I know you, and I'm really good friends with the judge, and it's just the way you. It was just very humble the way you presented. It wasn't coming in and trying to show that you were. I don't know. I guess the word. I don't even probably have the word to describe that. It was just something that you wanted to do, and you could just see that it came from the heart, and it wasn't something that, you know, Dream Style is big enough anyway, okay, but it was something that you wanted to really give back to the community.
Yeah, I mean, it goes all the way back. The very first job I ever had was selling sodas at the UNM football games. So I've been a Lobo fan since, you know, since I can remember, since childhood. I also had the benefit of going to the Anderson School of Management there. You know, that was a good foundation for my business career. And I remember didn't have all that good of grades in high school, and so when I submitted my application to go to UNM after graduating from Valley, I got a rejection letter because my grades weren't good enough. So I went down to the admissions office because I didn't tell my mom or dad, and I just desperately wanted to get in, and so I went down and met with somebody and told them I promised that I'd do well and so forth if they'd just let me in. Well, I got a letter a few days later saying, we're letting you in, but boy, you better not screw up or you'll be out. And so I was able to enter immediately in that September, and wound up doing pretty well at UNM. And so somebody in that admissions office, I have no idea who it was, trusted me. And you
know what? Didn't it just take one person, or yeah. You know, and you don't even, you know, that's why I tell everybody. I even tell my guys when we're doing films and we're doing games, you just never know who's out there watching and then seeing what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. That person trusted that I would do well in school, and decided to give me a break. And who knows what direction I would have gone if they'd have said, "Well, no, you didn't qualify." So. A lot of things along the way have been an element of my commitment to UNM, and certainly this was a great way to return the favor.
Well, Larry, we're going to go to the Dream Style remodeling top 10 plays of the week and come back and talk more about Dream Style and yourself.
Great.
He's got some wheels. Look at Wysong go. He turns around and looks, and he's in for the touchdown. Doesn't look like there's any laundry littering the field.
Teams with the gray and Island in a color rush, do we say, in all yellow. Here's a throw out to the end zone, and that's caught. Touchdown, Volcano Vista North. That's a beautiful catch out there.
There you have it. Price has it. Long throw, and it's going to be out of bounds.
So this is big time stuff. DeAndre Williams had the reception. Look at this, a screen in the right time. Just a lot of room across the 40-yard line to the 30. It's a foot race to the end zone all the way. Touchdown.
For the state champs, they're going to be victorious here on opening night. Russell still on his feet. A late touchdown for Savion. It's his third of the day.
Wow, that was great.
So, Glacier, he's got plenty of time. Glacier rolling, now firing. Nice. That's complete. And there's some more. A block in the 10, to the 5, diving to the end zone. Touchdown.
Pickens, he's a busy guy. End over end, kick short. Roy Ball fields at about the 25-yard line. A little bit of a hole. That's Monroe Young. might go to the house here, one man to beat.
Yeah, you're not going to catch him. You're not going to catch him.
Rose Young will return the kickoff, looks back. I don't know why he's doing it.
Look at that separation. One and oh, he brought it in.
First and 10 at midfield. Swing pass on the near side. Bolden gets to the outside. Look out, Brandon Bolden. One man to beat. And is he still on his feet? Yes, he is in bounds, and that is a touchdown for West Mason.
And he's gonna. That's a midline option again, and a nice play there by Hayden. And he's got the. He can go all the way. Is he gonna get there? Touchdown, San.
It's the Cherry and Silver Home Show at Dreamstyle Arena, The Pit, September 8th through the 10th. Everything you need for your home, including windows, landscaping, solar, stucco, flooring, and many more. Plus, take a private tour of The Pit and watch a celebrity free throw contest. Tickets are $5, kids are free. Proceeds benefit UNM Children's Hospital, Pope Joy Hall, and Anderson School of Management. Don't miss the Cherry and Silver Home Show at Dreamstyle Arena, The Pit, September 8th through the 10th. Tickets available now at unmtickets.com.
Ladera Golf Course. Open in 1980, Ladera features a full 18 including spacious greens, a large driving range, roomy practice putting greens, and 4 large lakes. Surrounding Ladera, beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains to the east and volcanoes to the west. Ladera is a challenging city-owned course with the longest playing yardage of any other city courses. For weekend tee times and more information, call 505-836-4449.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Larry Chavez here, CEO of Dreamstyle Remodeling, and I think Josh fixed that back. We'll go back to your speech.
All right, great.
I appreciate the recognition and your applause and so forth, but just like Coach Davies' team on the field, we can't do it without being a team. And what we've accomplished in building this business and being able to return to our community has been as a result of the great team that we've put together. I've been asked many times, and Coach alluded to it, as to my connection with UNM and my motivation and so forth, so I'll spend just a few minutes on that. It goes way back as far as I can remember in my childhood. My dad taking me to basketball games at Carlisle Gym. I don't know how many of you know what Carlisle Gym is, but that was the predecessor to Johnson Gym back in the 40s and 50s. So I think I was 5 or 6 years old when we started going to UNM basketball games. And then that, of course, was succeeded by Johnson Gym, and I had the great opportunity to play on a state championship basketball team at Valley High, and then, of course, the Pit after that. And it's true, we watched the neighborhood kids, we watched that game in September 1960, the first half through the fence, and then when we had a shot at it and somebody wasn't looking, we got in and watched the rest of that game from the top of the concourse, and I remember that like it was yesterday. I went home that night and dreamt of being a Lobo. I didn't quite get on the field, but I'm certainly a Lobo in heart and soul. So, as Coach indicated, I went on to my first job was selling sodas in the stands there. I later sold sodas at Dingley Field, the Dukes, got promoted to the concession stand, ended my career in charge of the popcorn department. It's just a team effort of our team, our customers, and our many vendors and our bank and the people that have supported this company from the very beginning. So I really appreciate them, and I really appreciate applause for that whole team. I thank you. I thank the state of New Mexico. You know, the university is very, very important to, well, first, the athletic department is important to the university. The university is very important to our community, and that's important to all of us. So thank you very much. It's a great honor for our company to have made this accomplishment. It'll be many, many years from now. Someone asked me if we'll sustain this for a long time, and I told them that I've got a 4-year-old granddaughter that 25 years from now will be writing the checks to you and him.
Larry, what? Is it real? Okay, we'll do that photo first of Paul and Larry, and then we'll do the other photo. I want a photo of that one.
I'll read it. It's a cashier's check made out by Wells Fargo, a longtime bank. It's made out to the University of New Mexico, the reference Dream Style Remodeling, and it's for $1 million.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Larry Chavez here, and Larry, I mean, how that press conference? I mean, that had to be awesome, just to be in it. I mean, who's who of everybody was there, and to be able to one, you know, to put all those zeros on and give a check. That's got to be a good feeling.
It was quite a thrill. Like I said earlier, it's you know, we're just proud and pleased to be able to support UNM in the community, and there was a culmination of all of that, or at least the culmination of the beginning, I guess I'll call it, because it's gone on since then. But certainly it was great to be there. It was great to have all the dignitaries there, and it was just a wonderful time.
Well, I want to go back to the 1965 state championship. You know, I mean, I'm a former Lobo myself, and have played in the pit when I played in high school, and lost to a team in Manzano, and Manzano went on to beat Albuquerque High and win the state championship that year. But 1965 in Johnson Gym, and Johnson Gym at that time was 7,000 people stadium. What was that feeling going back?
Well, that was great. You know, I grew up in the North Valley, played at Valley High School, and you're right, it was 1965. The Johnson Gym was packed. We had beat Carlsbad in the first round on Thursday, and then we beat Hobbs Friday afternoon. And so then it was Roswell 27-1 at the time. So we tipped it off that night. We had some great kids. Larry Jones and Tom Malekish were our stars. We had several stars. They went on to play for the Lobos. Jim Cristanelli, a big 6'5" kid. Eli Padilla, who went to West Point, and Richard Martinez. That was our starting five. I was about the number 7 guy, I suppose, and contributed significantly. So we got ahead early. We were able to neutralize the big 6'9" guy from Roswell, and we stayed ahead 5 or 6 points, and I think that was about what the ending margin was, and so we were the 1965 state basketball champions.
Going back during that year, that goes a little difference at that time was that there only 2 teams got to go from the districts.
Right.
And so a lot of teams could be left out in Valley. I'm sure even if that's Albuquerque High was probably in your district. I'm trying to go back. Going back to your district would be. Highland was Highland in your district, Albuquerque High, and
they both were in our district. Highland had a good team that year, and if I remember right, they were the second team from the district that went to the tournament because we had played them in the district championship, if I remember right.
And Valley High School was the gym that is there. That was built at that time, correct?
Yes, that was built when they opened the school in the late 50s, and Warren Smart Gym is what it's called. And I was there very recently this summer, and they've renovated and it looks really sharp. They've done a nice job there.
That gym's magical. You know, I think of gyms across the state. Of course, I'm from Clovis, and Hobbs is, Ralph Tasker Arena is probably my biggest thrill to get to play in it. But to coach in there's really 2 gyms that just have a little. You just don't want anything to ever happen. And I'm not from Valley. It's just the atmosphere. They feel the Valley fans. They come in and they fill it up, and then also Sandia. They have like a little bit. They have the brick. They have a little bit of little bit of the old touch, but they remodeled it now where it's. I don't know. I still think, like I said, in the city, that those are the 2. Sandia and Valley are probably two best gyms to be able to say you played in the city.
Right, and it was fun to play all around the city. Everyone was a little bit different. Some of them had, minimal space from the end line to the wall and so forth back then. But yeah, the Valley Gym has always been a fun place to play. The crowd is big and loud and involved, and there's music and so forth, and so it's a fun gym.
Well, it's a fun gym for the Valley, but it's a bad gym for the opposing team. Because I know Joe, and I could be off a few decimal points, but I know since Joe Coleman has been head coach, he's won 90% of his home games at Valley, and that's pretty remarkable. Same at Hobbs, and Hobbs, is for the whole history of the Hobbs, 90% of the time there. And then there's one other guy that will not give me his stats, and that's Jim Murphy at Hope, about how many home games they've won. And I think it's over 90%. So
yeah, they have a great program.
And it's amazing. He might win another 5 or 6 or 7 before he's through. I mean, if you look at him, he looks like he plays basketball every Sunday or almost every day. And he's religious he's a religious man, first of all, but he's also religious in playing and also coaching basketball.
He does a good job. Those guys can shoot. I watched them play in the state tournament this past year, and they fire up those 3-pointers, and it's a good basketball program.
Well, what do you think of the 3-pointer? I mean, that's something that's evolved. That was before my time too. But I'm just saying, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, it was when I played, it was inside then outside. You go inside to your big guy, you pound the ball to the paint, and then if he doesn't have it, then you throw it out and somebody shoots. Now it's basically all outside, and you're lucky if you're a big guy to get the ball on the inside.
Yeah, that's we didn't have the 3-point shot when I was in high school, and you're exactly right. We'd go into our big guys. If they couldn't make it happen, they'd kick it out. Now they race down the court, stop at that 3-point line, and put it up.
And sometimes they don't even. I mean, it's 1 or 2 steps past the half-court line. High school gyms are a little bit smaller than college, but it's amazing today. Even when I go watch basketball camps or watch anything, when I was taught, you just started out with a little layup. You just started right around the basket. You look at these kids, and the first spot they're at is at the 3-point line, and they're starting to shoot that 3 at an early age.
Yeah, it seems like the kids are a little smaller nowadays than they used to be. That's a little bit odd, but yeah, exactly.
That's a good point. You know, if you look at the side, my high school team, I was big for New Mexico. I was 6'4", but we had 6'6" and 6'8", and across the state, and everybody had 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", and today you see a lot of 6'4" to 6'6"s.
Right.
And
or even 6'1", 6'2".
But what they can do is, and I always tell people, is their athletic ability, their quickness and speed is so much more relevant than what if my team played a team, I don't know that we could handle the speed and quickness of every team in the state of New Mexico.
That's the big thing that I've noticed in recent years, is they're so much quicker and react so much quicker. I think they'd have run us off the court back then, even though we'd been quite a bit bigger. We weren't nearly as quick and fast and able to shoot as well as the kids in high school nowadays. I think they start playing when they're 6 and 7 years old now, and have been playing for a long time by the time they get to high school, and we never had that back in my day.
Larry, we're going to go take another break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about that Cherry and Silver show that's going to be on at make sure I don't Dream Style Arena, the Pit.
Right, exactly.
All right, we'll come back.
It's the Cherry and Silver Home Show at Dreamstyle Arena, The Pit, September 8th through the 10th. Everything you need for your home, including windows, landscaping, solar, stucco, flooring, and many more. Plus, take a private tour of The Pit and watch a celebrity free throw contest. Tickets are $5, kids are free. Proceeds benefit UNM Children's Hospital, Pope Joy Hall, and Anderson School of Management. Don't miss the Cherry and Silver Home Show at Dreamstyle Arena, The Pit, September 8th through the 10th. Tickets available now at unmtickets.com.
VR Junkies is a virtual reality arcade. We specialize in all things VR, from the simple phone-based headsets to cutting-edge full-body motion systems. Check us out at the Coronado Mall. VR Junkies.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all, or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Our interns here at Proview Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real. So with the big matchup between the El Dorado Eagles and the La Cueva Bears, time to make my pick here on the Proview Rundown. I'm going to go with the El Dorado Eagles. I'm going to change my decision, and I'm going to go with the La Cueva Bears. They're feeling it. All right, hey, calm down. Guys, you do it every time. This is ridiculous. You know what? I'm going to be in makeup.
Football's back right here on Proview Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back to the Steve Davis Show. We got Larry Chevis, the CEO of Dream Style Remodeling, and you have a big week. I mean, this last weekend was big because it was you got to see the first Lobo game, and let's just talk about that Lobo game. That was pretty exciting.
It was a great game. It started out a little slow for the Lobos. But
you know what? I want that before anybody criticizes or anything. I tell you that Abilene was a good team.
Absolutely.
I mean, they were. They had some size and they had a game plan and what I liked out of it, I let it do was the adjustments the Lobos made to make that score change in the second half the way they did.
Anytime you play a team from Texas, they're going to have some good players, and they did. And then also the coach, and I don't know his name and where he had been before, but he had 3 15-0 seasons in winning national championships. So they were well coached and they had some good players. But we made the right adjustments, and turned out that we forced some mistakes. We made our own mistakes, but we forced some mistakes. That sack and fumble by Rothschiller was a real turning point. And then, of course, the 91-yard touchdown return was surreal. I was on the sideline there at about the 20-yard line, just watching him go across. And I said, "Oh, they're going to get him." "No, they're not." "Oh, they're going to get him." And then he dived into the end zone, and it was just spectacular. It was really fun.
Well, and it was when we talked about it, it's a late crowd getting in. I mean, and then all of a sudden it just kind of filled up, and the people were excited to see it, and we got a thriller coming in this weekend. Right. I tell you what, New Mexico State's going to be fun, as a team that. It's always exciting, but they're coming in with they lost to Arizona State, I think 37-31 at Arizona State just last Thursday night, and
looks like they're going to be pretty good. And of course they're very motivated. It's a rivalry. We'll both be motivated, so it should be a great game. But New Mexico State seems to have some talent and some capability. I think they got a good coach. Hopefully our running game will loosen up in the middle there a little bit. We had some good success on the outside, not so much on the inside, and so I'm sure they're working on that.
Well, a big week starting Friday. Dream Style is going to do a show,
right?
Something that I asked you earlier, so I already know the answer, but it was something that you thought of many years ago, and now it's in fruition. And what can we expect this weekend?
Yeah, like I say, Steve, years ago I thought the pit could be a real good place for lots of events, in particular a home show. And so as a part of our naming rights agreement, we have the opportunity to have 2 home shows a year, one in September, late August, and one in the spring, probably in the middle of April. So the first one is this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the pit. And we're going to have about 100 home improvement booths, anywhere from flooring, solar, kitchen, bath, windows and doors, fireplaces, stoves, pellet stoves, wood stoves, and so forth. So there'll be a nice assortment of home improvement products for people to see, and they'll be all around the concourse, the concourse that we're all used to. So every booth will have a good vantage point, and we're also going to have tours of the pit. That's going to be a lot of fun.
People haven't done. Well, one, it's hard to get into the pit. I mean, but when you take an actual tour of the pit, people want how big the pit is, or let's say Dream Style Arena. Let's get used to let's get a Dream Style Arena. Let's get that worked out. But there is so much to see, and truthfully, I don't think I've seen it all. I've seen, I think I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I don't know that I've really seen everything.
Well, there's the suites. We'll take people upstairs and look at the suites. There is the weight room. It's a pretty big facility there. There is the
that's what I haven't seen, is the weight room. Okay, that used to be right down very low. When Bliss was here, it was right as you came out of your locker room, and now they changed that to a media room.
Right, and I hadn't ever seen it until recently, but I caught out of the corner of my eye as we were taking a tour of the practice facility, the Davalos practice facility. That's really nice. I think there's like 6 baskets set up in there, and then the coaches' offices circle all around it, and so that's real nice. There's some meeting rooms there and so forth, and then of course there's a tunnel. I've never been up and down that tunnel in all these years, so I'm planning to do that this weekend.
So here's an experience for you. You got to do this, okay? And when the season starts, and save it for, you know, a big exciting game, maybe a New Mexico State game, or when we're playing for the championship game that somebody's coming in, or a UNLV game, or a San Diego State team that you know, where the fans are just really. And we'll have this conversation a year later, okay? But save that experience,
all right,
and see if your hair stands up when you hear the roar of the fans when you're coming down that tunnel.
That'd be great. Yeah.
That is, I don't know that. Well, I still get goosebumps today about being able to say I was a player and got to do things were a little different when I played. There was 18,000 seats, and all the law students, you know, they spent the night to get, you know,
right.
And they're where all the vendors are now. That was all law students all the way across there, and it was pretty. I tell you, it was pretty, on the opposing team, it was pretty brutal to be very honest with what those law students and things. I wish today, you know, how with the social media the way it's so, you know, with your phone or what, I wish those law students were there today and you know, doing all the work on coaches in the background and talking. It would have been. Hey, it's still. Trust me, the Pitt's still, you know, top 10 places in the country to play in, but it is going to be.
It's a beautiful facility. That practice arena is great.
It's a basketball facility.
Absolutely.
You know, I think it's, you know, it's a dream of any player in the United States to play in. Just to say that they got to play in. Now it's called the Dream Style Arena, the Pitt. But that's a unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility. There is a new design that's recently been finished up for the floor, down on the floor. I think people will like that. They've painted the lanes red. They hadn't done that in the past, and looks nice. The Lobo head is in the middle there. Dream Style Arena is on the floor, and so it's a brand new floor. So we got a lot of new things at UNM: new coach, new floor, new athletic director. But back to the show. So there'll be the home improvement exhibits. We'll also have a Dr. Ramo and his team will be giving free CPR training. That's very important. You know, there's a huge increase in survival if somebody has a cardiac event and somebody nearby has CPR training. So that'll be going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then, of course, on Sunday at 3 o'clock, we'll have the celebrity free throw contest. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a number of sports-oriented celebrities.
You know what? It's going to be the first time that I'm going to get yelled at because I'm going to be a ref. Okay, and Tom Dragmaster is going to be a ref, and I do believe, you know, Henry T is going to do the MC of it. And we're still filling those slots out for our guests that are going to be in that celebrity, but. It's going to be that part of it's going to be actually you're going to be probably there. I'm going to wear the black. I'm going to wear the deal. I'm coming down and I'm trying to get a little Proview Networks emblem on my ref deal, but I want to be really authentic on this. So I guess what I'm saying, I'm excited to be able to be part of, to let you, to let me be a ref, to be part of it, and I just thought that's a great idea to have, and you know, because everybody's going to be able to look down, and it's going to be on the Teletron. It's going to be on all things, and it's good for all the celebrities, and correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of the celebrities are a lot of the TV sports media that's, like Van Tate and some
TV and radio. Robert Portnoy is going to be there. I have a hunch he's played before, because he stepped right up and said, "Yeah, I'll shoot." So we'll have several.
He might be right, but you don't want to have. If you ever want to put a golf team together, get Robert to be on your team.
Okay.
One, he's fun to be with, okay, and guess what? You don't have to golf. You can just watch him. You can just watch him play all day, and he's that good of a golfer. But he sure is fun, and so.
So we have a lot of interesting celebrities, mainly from the sports world, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, Larry, we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about Dream Style remodeling, and also the show, and also any and other endeavors you're going to have over the next year.
All right, terrific.
It's the Cherry and Silver Home Show at Dreamstyle Arena, The Pit, September 8th through the 10th. Everything you need for your home, including windows, landscaping, solar, stucco, flooring, and many more. Plus, take a private tour of the pit and watch a celebrity free throw contest. Tickets are $5, kids are free. Proceeds benefit UNM Children's Hospital, Pope Joy Hall, and Anderson School of Management. Don't miss the Cherry and Silver Home Show at Dreamstyle Arena, The Pit, September 8th through the 10th. Tickets available now at unmtickets.com.
Looking for some exhilarating fun? It's at All Out Zone. All Out Zone showcases Nerf dart tag games, from team elimination battles to human versus zombies, pitting two teams against each other in fun, organized chaos with trained referees, music, and a full arsenal of Nerf blasters. You need team parties, birthday parties. We can customize the party to fit your needs. Visit us at the Coronado Mall. Give us a call, 505-444-6964. All Out Zone.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
What do these interns even do on their break, man?
I don't even know. It's probably way too crazy.
Football's back right here on Proview Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV.
Hey everyone, Adam Deal here with Proview Networks. Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of Proview Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Dave & Buster's is your destination for fun. Eat delicious chef-crafted food. Try sizzling favorites and new creations from our talented chefs. Drink the coolest cocktail creations. Play the hottest new games to win awesome prizes. And watch all the games in the best sports bar ever. Only at Dave & Buster's.
The Steve Davis Show is proudly presented by Dave & Buster's.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We have Larry Chavez, the CEO of Dreamstyle Remodeling, and let's get back to what's going to happen. And I think Friday at 8 o'clock. It starts at noon. Is that correct? Noon on Friday.
Friday at the pit at 12 o'clock.
You need to get into that dream style. I know you're old-fashioned too. Let's be proud about one deal. You get me saying it, then everybody goes, then you might fire me on that, but let's get used to saying the dream style.
It's a dream style arena.
Pit.
Absolutely.
There you go. So
it starts Friday at noon, runs till 5 o'clock on Friday. Then on Saturday it's 10 to 4. We're going to end a little bit early because there's a football game, so people can come to the home show and then walk across the street.
And a big football game from New Mexico State.
Yeah, the big Aggie game on Saturday night. And then Sunday from 10 to 5. And the celebrity free throw contest will be at 3 o'clock on Sunday, and the tours will be running continuously. It's $5 admission. Children 12 and under are free. And most importantly...
And the parking, is that going to be...
The parking is free except Saturday afternoon when there's parking for the football game. Then there'll be the normal charge that they would have for football parking.
Because that's always a huge thing. Is the parking has been a big issue as far as a lot of old-fashioned Lobo fans and everything. So that's awesome to hear. And then Saturday night they're going to actually do a bigger presentation of Dream Style football, right? Help me out.
Dream Style Stadium. The naming rights included both the stadium and the basketball arena. So it's Dream Style Stadium. The official names are Dream Style Stadium and Dream Style Arena, the Pit. So Saturday night will be the formal presentation, so to speak, of our company in Dream Style Stadium.
So, we've talked about, it's pretty obvious the publicity you've gotten for the $10 million commitment over, $1 million a year over the next 10 years. Well, let's talk, it didn't happen without Dream Style Remodeling. Let's talk a little bit what it offers to the public.
Well, great. Yeah, absolutely. We have 60,000 customers across the western United States, 30,000 of which, a little over 30,000 are in New Mexico. So we couldn't do anything that we do without the support of the customer base that we have. And that comes from having great products and expert installation and, in the end, delighted customers. And so we've got some great people on our staff, starting with our executive team, which is Kelly Linfoot is our finance director. She's from El Paso, Texas. Don Dewey, a graduate of Manzano High School and UNM Anderson School, is our marketing director, and just a real
Were you that person that sought him out? Somebody sought you out in yours, didn't
right.
you?
Yeah. Right. So Dawn she's just a superstar and been a big factor in our success in recent years. My son Larry Jr. is vice president. He's a graduate of West Mesa High School and the UNM Anderson School of Management. And then myself, I'm from Valley and UNM Anderson School. So that's our executive team. We've got 520 employees throughout the western United States. About 240 of those are here in Albuquerque. Actually about 220, and we've got some down in Las Cruces and Roswell. So we've got 520 employees that we've established over the past 27 years now we've been in business. We've got some great products. Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors is our core product. Four Seasons sunrooms, Dream Style stucco. We do a lot of that in the Albuquerque area. We've got Blaze King's wood and pellet stoves. We'll be introducing some electric fireplaces at the home show this weekend. We do jacuzzi and Cal Spa hot tubs. We do various kitchen and bath projects. And so it's a wide range of home improvement products that we have to offer here in New Mexico, and mostly our Renewal by Anderson products in our other markets. We offer great financing, and bottom line, the key to our success is having happy customers. We do a real good job when we're in their home and doing the installation, cleaning up, and being prompt and timely. So again, it's those 30,000 New Mexico customers that make everything happen within our state, and then another 30,000 in the western United States. That's the core of our success, is having happy customers.
I'm correct, you're in three other locations, or four locations total? Or?
Well, we're throughout New Mexico, throughout Arizona. We're in San Diego County in California. We're in West Texas, El Paso and up through Lubbock, Amarillo, and in Idaho, based in Boise.
So where's your location in Albuquerque?
Our location in Albuquerque is in the Renaissance Center across from Sam's Club, down from Costco and Home Depot and so forth. We just finished our 3rd year in our new 20,000 square foot facility there. We have a beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom on the ground floor and our administrative offices on the upper floor. So beautiful showroom, a lot of good things to see, a lot of helpful staff there. So we invite people to come there Monday through Sunday. We're open 7 days a week.
Well, let me tell you my experience coming in. I haven't been in there. I drove by and seen it, and just was in awe of somebody seeing. It's just like one shop stop. If you're going in a home, you can just go from one department to the other. And
right.
So is there any tours that anybody can go in and just see your deal? I mean, I'm serious about this.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Marty Watts and myself came in, and first of all, I hadn't said anything, but the hospitality was unbelievable. They didn't know that we were meeting with you. And so they came in and we said we had an appointment, and they said, well, the bathroom's over here. Do you need a water? Do you want a Coke, or do you want anything like that? And then you walked in, and I never had met you, and I'm like, well, this is great. And then you said, let's come to my office, and I'm like, well, wait a second, where are we going? And so we get in an elevator, we go upstairs, and we walk in, and I think I always like to talk to people about my first impressions about everything. First of all, I see a little sign that says, "Cats, do not let the cats." And then I'm like, they just gave $1 million, the other $10 million, and the cats are more important than anything else. Tell me about that story.
Yeah, that's great, Steve. Yeah, we're very pet friendly. We have cats and dogs in the office, and the dogs aren't always there. The cats we rescued from our previous facility a little over 3 years ago. They had been born on the roof of our previous facility, and they were about 10 days old when one of them fell through a steel column and was lodged in there. It took an hour and a half with a torch to get it out. So the next night we found one in a gutter. So we adopted them there. They lived there until we moved into Renaissance, and they've lived in Renaissance for the past 3 years now. They're kind of mascots. We all like to have them around. They're real cute and real friendly, and we like taking care of them. So we have cats, and then Joyce, my wife, brings the dogs most of the time. She'd been bringing them for years and years, and we were glad that when the dogs met the cats, they get along real nice. And so we have cats and dogs, and they add to the fun of being there. They're real cute and do some funny things, and people enjoy seeing them when they come in. And so we're an animal-friendly company. We've certainly supported Animal Humane New Mexico for many years, and so they add a lot to the atmosphere.
And we're going to run out of time, but I got to bring this point up. Was so we go upstairs, and I look, and there's a whole office of like phones, and people are calling, and we met on a Saturday at around 11 o'clock or something like that, and there's like 10 or 15 people in there, and they're on the phone calling. You have a call center. I had no idea that this is, and then Marty and myself, we got to go in and talk to some of your employees, and they didn't know who, they didn't know who we were, and we're just talking to them, and they go, well, yeah, this is great. One guy was saying that he wouldn't be successful without this call center, and he would, of course, we're me being and Marty being the way we are, we're going, well, what's your percentage of closing once you get a phone call? And so he's like, we want 25-30%, but really I'm working to get 50% of every phone call. So that was, I actually had a good time just with talking with your personnel, and because sometimes people get caught up that this is, you're just, everybody in your whole, one from your staff to your employees that didn't know who I was, or not that I am anybody or anything like that, but we would come in. So, but
yeah, the call center is one of our many centralized functions. You know, we centralize in Albuquerque our call center, our recruiting, our marketing, our financing, and the call center is kind of the core, the heart of our operation. You know, we receive 150 inquiries a day from around the country, either by telephone or through the internet, of people interested in inquiring about our products. So they manage all those inquiries and manage them well, and that's really key to getting our salespeople out in the field and being able to generate the revenue we need to run our business.
Well, Larry, I want to thank you for coming on the Steve Davis Show, and also thank you for being a sponsor of Proview Networks, and have fun this weekend on Dreamstyle
Arena.
Or Dreamstyle Arena at the Pit.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Pleasure to be here.
Steve Davis Show is proudly presented by Dave and Buster's.